Difference of creed. Another excuse used to discredit traditions reported by some pious and truthful individuals was the difference in creed. For example, one of the sensitive issues that generated lots of debate and led to an inquisition at that time was that of the createdness of the Quran. There were some in the community who believed that the Quran was not created in time, and hence was eternal. Others believed that it had appeared at some point in time and, hence, was created. These two groups were engaged in not only heated arguments, but also mutual condemnation. A number of the narrators of the Hadith believed that the Quran was either created in time or that indicated that they had doubts about the issue. These narrators were discredited and condemned. The author of Adwa, Ala al-Sunnah al-Muhammadiyah writes, the scholars had condemned a group of narrators like Ibn Lahiyah as unbelievers. Their sin was their belief that the Quran was created. Moreover, it is said that Muhasibi did not accept the inheritance from his father because he said, and quote, those who are dualists do not inherit from each other. I do not want my share of inheritance from my father, end quote. The reason for his refusal was that his father was a waqifi, that is, he was doubtful in expressing his opinion whether the Quran was created or not. Just as extreme religious prejudices and differences became the cause for overlooking the trustworthiness and truthfulness of the narrators, thereby rejecting what they reported, shared belief on a matter and belonging to the same school of thought generated unwarranted trust of the narrators, whose unreliability and corrupt character were overlooked. The situation was so critical that instead of verifying the credibility of the narrator they actually accredited them. Thus, for example, according to Ijli, Umar b. Saud was among the reliable transmitters of the second generation of the companions of the Prophet, whose traditions people had recorded. This evaluation is contrary to the generally held fact that he was responsible for the murder of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, whom the Prophet had declared the chief of the youth in paradise and his beloved grandson. Such was the case with Bisr b. Artat, who received an official assignment from Muawiyah. He had massacred thousands of innocent Shias and used to publicly curse Ali b. Abi Talib, the Prophet's caliph. However, such a person of low character has been excused for these heinous deeds and has been regarded as an independent and learned authority in jurisprudence. Regarding Utbah b. Sa'id, Yahya b. Mu'in writes, he is reliable. Nasai, Abu Dawud, and Daraqutni have also regarded him trustworthy. On the other hand, Utbah b. Sa'id was a companion of the wicked Hajjaj b. Yusuf. It is not difficult to see the double standards that were applied in accreditation of the traditions reported by individuals whom they favored. Bukhari accepted the traditions reported from Marwan b. Hakam in his Sahih, and relied upon them. And yet Marwan was one of the major causes of the Battle of the Camel, having encouraged and instigated Talha to fight against Ali. Then, during the battle, the same Marwan killed Talha. The author of Kitab Adwa draws our attention to the fact that careful analysis of what these scholars did to authenticate Marwan clearly shows an endeavor to promote a wicked person like Marwan, who favored killing Ali, actually killed Talha, and was responsible for the murder of Hussein b. Ali. On the other hand, hadith compilers like Bukhari and Muslim discredited prominent scholars and memorizers of the prophetic traditions like Hamad b. Maslama and the pious and God-fearing Maqil, simply because of their disagreement on some issues related to the creed. All in all, if any person narrated traditions in praise of the family of the Prophet and Ali b. Abi Talib or related traditions agreeing with the Shi'i beliefs, some staunchly Sunni scholars suspected their hadith reports to be unreliable or declared them unconvincing. If This was the treatment of those suspected of Shi'i leanings, then hadith reported by those whose Shi'i-ism was public knowledge received even more blunt treatment. Their traditions were rejected outright. One need only read Tabari's books to fathom the prejudicial treatment given to the narrators whose beliefs were contrary to the mainstream Sunni faith. According to Muslim, the compiler of the Sahih Muslim, Tabari says, and quote, I met Habir Jufi, but I did not record any tradition from him because he believed in Rajul, return of the dead before the emergence of the Mahdi. Content sources. Number 1. Abu Rayya, Mahmud, Kitab Adwa, page 316. Number 2, Ibid. p. 319. Number 3, Ibid. Page 321. Number 4, Ibid. Page 317. Number 5, Ibid. Page 319. Number 6. Sahih Muslim, Volume 1, page 101.